Welcome to the Practice You podcast. My name is Elena Brower. Together, we'll explore and enjoy content and conversations around mastering transitions in our relations, our wellness, our careers, our families, and especially in our missions and visions. You are invited to learn and love and listen with me. Welcome to Practice You. Welcome back to the podcast. Andi K is with me. Andrea K. K-E-H, if you want to look her up. Andi's an old friend. One of the only people that I've ever taken through an actual teacher training, because I've only done one. It was a 100-hour training. It was when my yoga studio, Vira Yoga, was still open, and literally the only group I ever did. There were 33 of us, and you were in that group. This is the group that literally follows me everywhere now. I don't mean following in the way that it means, in the way that it seems. I mean that when I teach, it's one of these women who assists, paid, unpaid, doesn't matter. They're always there for me, and I'm always there for them. And it's a beautiful thing. I didn't do more than one group, so that's all I've got. And that's all they've got from me. It's so beautiful.
That soul tribe that came
soul
together.
Tribe. And it's still that.
Yeah.
We get together, whenever we get together in parts and pieces, it's such a feeling. Anyway, so Andi was a part of that. And to the listener, Andi is one of my heroes. She is a breast cancer survivor. She is also, more notably, the creator of the Moon Deck. And she now has, and I don't know the name of it, but you're going to tell me right now, she now has the most stunning handmade silk robe line that I want to also talk about when we get to it. But first, the healing.
Yes.
So I want to demystify and have this conversation outright, because for so many people, it's such a, not necessarily a mystery, but it's such a fear that so many people have. I have it mildly, but not so much anymore now that I've seen it so many times and so many healings I've seen, a fear of cancer. And I know when you told me that you were diagnosed, you had breast cancer, I was blown over, actually. It was the second or third friend that I'd had who was my age diagnosed. And it threw me, I'll say. I would love for you to talk about how that went for you, any part of it that seems pertinent for you right now, and share with the listener what you gained, what you learned, how it was. It's so much.
Oh, wow. It was the scariest experience. I choke up just like, even just thinking of that word and saying it, it's just like, it brings up so much. And I was diagnosed in October 2017, and right around that same time, my grandmother just passed. There was like a tragic death in the family, and I had to hold it, and I couldn't share it with my dearest, closest family, my mom, my sister. I couldn't tell anyone for a few days because there was these other tragic things happening at the same time.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It was such an intense time. And you were one of the first that I sent this message to. And I'm like, oh my God, because when you get news like that, immediately you're like, oh, I'm going to die. Like, I'm going to die. Oh my God. I mean,
we're
all dying every single day. Yeah.
Now we know.
But all the fears of that word and everything, and just such disbelief, everything came up and just like shook my whole world. And it was the worst nightmare. And I didn't tell my kids for a week. We wanted to get to know like what the treatment plan was, and to get all the details and everything before we could share it with them. And
we being you and your husband, Will.
My husband, Will, and our kids, West and Ruby.
Will is one of my favorite people, by the way. Will is the founder of Cloud Catering, and he is literally the nicest man. I think I've said literally too many times. He's such a good human, that Will. Good egg.
He is beyond.
Yeah.
Like, beyond. Yeah. Thank God for him. Thank God.
Drink of water.
Yeah.
Let's not cry over Will yet. I could cry
I've
thinking
cried
about
many
Will.
times about Will. Yeah.
Just his generosity,
His
space.
He's a man of great service and will do anything and everything for the ones he loves. Yeah, he's wonderful.
We might cry during this episode.
Maybe a few times.
We're going to try not to.
Yeah. So yeah, you were one of the first people that I shared with because you bring such comfort to my heart. But you came back with the clearest message that just like held me through. Visualize all clear. Like that was it. Visualize all clear. Like, oh, okay. Yes. I got this. We got this.
What did it mean to you to visualize all clear?
I think to come back into my internal space more often and know, like there's just a knowing that like the healing power can and will move through me. And I have like these healers all around me that exemplify that and hold that space. And I've learned so much from you being a shining example of that. But so I went in, my meditations became stronger. My prayers became stronger. I became stronger.
You sure did.
And
it's so clear. It's so clear. There were so many ways in which I felt you, I don't know, uncomfortable in certain situations where you shouldn't have been. And I always wanted to just like take you by the shoulders and be like, dude, all is well. And
there was so much stress I was holding on to for so long.
Yes.
Since I was a child. And I've had to do a lot of work just like healing that. And
can we just for 1 second, the listener needs to hear this, at least one of them. The stress that we hold since childhood.
Yeah.
That's the thing that if you're listening to this and you're starting to like want to put your hand on your heart, that's the thing to address and unravel now.
Oh God, that's it.
Do not be ashamed of going to therapy. Do not be ashamed of seeking professional help. Do not be ashamed of talking to people who can help you and asking for help. Do not be ashamed. There is no shame. You have stress that you're holding on since your childhood. You're holding someone else's secret. You're holding a secret of your own. It will cause stagnation and, yes, cancer in the body. It will. And please, please don't hesitate to talk about it. When you unraveled yours, now it's, I guess, still in process. I guess that was part of your healing after all.
Yeah. I mean, I felt blocks in my body and I was like, what is it? I mean, like practicing, I'm doing yoga. I'm surrounded by these great people. I have this wonderful family. I have so many blessings, so much to be grateful for. But why, when I speak, do I just want to cry? I feel so many blocks. And
wow,
I've had just in our community so many different recommendations on body workers and shamans and healers. And of course, I'm like, yeah, okay, I'm curious. Like, let's just stay curious and see and connect if it feels right. Like, we've got to like pause and feel it. If it feels right in the body, go for it. And I've just been so blessed to be able to connect and work with some of them that has helped me, because I did not have therapy as a child. When I was growing up, it was frowned upon. It was never an option. It wasn't. And there was so much buried. I buried so much. So these healers, like even just touching parts of my body or helping me breathing through, they can touch on the stagnant parts more than what we can always see. Healers can do that. You know, they can
see through the skin. They can see through the blocks of the energy body to the light body, and exactly where the stagnations are.
Yeah.
The people with whom you worked as you were healing, you did traditional chemotherapy. And then you also worked with a slew of healers. And
yes.
If it's cool to talk about. I would love to just hear for, the woman who's listening and healing, or the woman who has a friend who's healing. I would love to hear with whom you worked and what sort of stands out now in hindsight.
First of all, Yoga Glow with Elena Brower.
Thanks, sister.
I couldn't get to class,
Of course.
but little bits at home, and was everything for, yoga, of course, makes everything better always.
Yes.
Meditation. So, when I was first diagnosed, I got a gym membership for the first time ever. I was like, okay, I need to step it up in every way with how I'm taking care of myself. I'm going to pay for these services. I don't care. I'm going to max out and spend money on getting regular massages. Thank God that I was able to do that.
I'm going to put a link into Ramit's rules. Ramit Sethi wrote a set of rules that I never will forget, where he says you're not allowed to skimp. He didn't say it this way. He said it much more articulately, but the places to never hold back are on personal training, your gym membership, and appetizers. But the personal training, when I saw that written that we should always be very free with the money we spend there, even in a moment when I really shouldn't really do it, it changed something inside of me, and suddenly the whole money situation also changed. So that's wonderful to hear. And if you're listening to this and you're thinking, oh, I don't have the money to go to a gym, I swear that if you're spending $200 a month on your gym, it's a lot better than $200,000 in a few years when your body falls ill.
Absolutely. And we got a little local YMCA. I think they have pretty good prices, and they're great.
Yeah. So you went to the gym.
Went to the gym. And when I wasn't just simple, elliptical, nothing major. Through chemo, I had energy one week, and then the next week I felt like I had the flu. I felt down, nothing. But the week that I felt good, I feel so good. This is so great. So, and the gym helped. This movement helped. Every day I committed to my body like never before. So it's either at the gym or I would walk. I often walk down along the waterfront in Brooklyn from Cobble Hill to Dumbo. It's beautiful.
Nice.
Along the waterfront. The trees are gorgeous, and it's a nice walk. Yoga Glow at home. I think I did what was your practice for women?
Oh, good.
Thing,
Self-care for women.
So many times. Three times, probably 4 times.
Good.
It was really great. Just slow, deep.
It's
simple.
funny. You want to hear the weirdest thing?
Mm-hmm.
When I was designing that, it took a long time. I got the assignment to do something in this realm, and I was thinking about women healing from cancer. Wow. How weird is that? And I didn't go as strong as I might normally go. It was this blip where it's definitely comprehensive practice for sure, but there was many, many thoughts of this, and I don't know where it came from, but now I guess I do.
It was perfect.
Good.
It was perfect.
Good. So yoga, movement every day, walking, gym. What other healers, shamans?
Yeah. I would get regular massages.
Oh, that's super nice.
Yep. Once a month with Ben Brown. He's an incredible massage therapist, healer in the city. I still see him. Highly, highly recommend him.
Okay. I'll be sure to include.
He's a soulful body worker. Louise Samar.
Louise, of course.
Yes.
She won't have a link, but I'll find a way to link people to her. I'll ask her permission. Louise is on the Upper East Side on 67th and Madison, and it's very expensive and very real healing. She herself healed herself from cancer. I mean, she got chemo, but I remember there was a story she once told me of, maybe I shouldn't repeat it, but there was a period of a couple of days where she had to get a certain level in her blood to a certain place in order to have a transfusion that she desperately needed. And she like closed her eyes and made that level change.
Wow.
That's the kind of work Louise does. I've known her for years. She has whacked me into place more times than I care to remember. I could cry just thinking about all the times that she just stared at me and I just started weeping.
That was half of the treatment. The treatments I had, sessions I had with her. She would just, such a powerful force, and she would just hold this space. And yeah.
That's a tearjerker. I bump into her every now and again. She's very close in the neighborhood. So when I see her, we're always just like gazing at each other longingly and lovingly for long periods of time. And that's all we get. Oh, but I love that woman.
Beautiful. I love her too.
I thank her so much. Who else?
Yeah, she's so good. As far as healers go,
anyone else notable that would be worth it to mention and honor?
My husband.
Yes.
My kids. My precious kids. Oh,
let's talk about that for a minute. How did you handle it with them? And if I were listening and, healing, or I had a diagnosis, what would be a couple of the most important words of wisdom that you could give me regarding my children or child?
I think to just share openly every step of the way what's going on, to not hold back, to share all of it. My husband really, he stepped up. He stepped up a lot with helping with them.
Tell me about that.
He started working from home the day I got diagnosed. And I've mostly been a stay-at-home mama, work-at-home mama, always like working my schedule and my time around them and how I can be of service to them and take them where they need to go and what they need to do and how I need to help them. It's a lot.
Sure is.
It's a lot to balance with everything else.
Sure
so he
is.
stepped in to help, and which made it all good and okay. And I think my husband's mission and strength, just to be this solid anchor for all of us, just made us all feel like, yep, we're going to do this as a team. We're going to power through. We're all in it together. When I was on the couch crying in such pain, my girl would come and just rub me.
Oh God.
And
Ruby.
Yeah.
Good grief. That's the tears.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm so grateful. So grateful and blessed.
The kids are such good healers.
Yeah, they are. They are.
If you're listening to this and you have kids, give your kids a chance to lay healing hands on you, and you can, because they have no veils. Their healing powers are so clear in their bodies. And if you give them a chance, you can't even imagine what they're capable of. And it's not just one kid. It's all children have that. They have that until it's stolen from them. And hopefully it will not be stolen from them. Okay. Anything else that you would like to report to the woman listening who is healing, or to the woman or to the person listening who has a friend who's healing, woman or man?
To the person who's healing, you are worthy. You are so worthy. You are worthy of great healing. And you have access to it, and you need to believe that. Believe it with your whole heart, with your whole body, because it wants to come through you. And if you're a friend of someone who's healing, just reach out to them as much as possible. Even just in the simplest ways. It's everything. A card, an emoji, anything, like anything. Just keep reaching out, keep checking in.
Yeah.
And just to remind, we have to constantly remind each other that we're not alone, that we're all in it together, and we have to just hold each other.
Visualize all clear.
Visualize all clear.
I remember writing it. The art that has come from this is something that has really impressed me.
Mm-hmm.
We live in the age of Instagram, and I am a huge fan of Instagram as kind of our ever-evolving personal yearbook. I really love making pretty over there, and you do such good work over there.
Mm.
Oh gosh, I want to encourage you, listener, to look at Andi's Instagram at Andi K. I'll spell it for you, ANDIKEH. Her painting, her drawing, the work that she was doing when she was healing. If you want to just take 10 minutes of your time and scroll backwards through her Instagram and see what she was creating in the weeks when she had energy, it lifted all of us up all the time. And Andi also collaboratively with Arana Pitchinson and
Ashley Bruni.
Correct, right? She's the co-creator of the Moon Deck.
Yes.
MOONDECK. Is it .com?
Themoondeck.com.
Themoondeck.com. I'll be sure to include that. Just making a note. Themoondeck.com. And then on Instagram, it's the Moondeck.
The _Moondeck.
_Moondeck. You better have that in your profile linked up, do you? Like co-creator of the _Moondeck?
I do.
Okay, perfect. So. Good. I always get on top of people that forget to put the
I'll
other
double check.
Like, please make it easy for us to find your beautiful work. And that deck is kind of a sensation.
It's sensational.
Let's talk about it for a few minutes so that the listener can get to know what it is if they're unfamiliar thus far.
Yeah. Arana and I have been friends for,
Ever.
She's one of my first friends I met in NYC. She was dating my husband's best friend.
Who?
Sasha.
Of course.
She was dating her, and they were together.
God. We're old. I forgot. Like, that was a time. That was a thing. Arana and Sasha was a thing back then.
Yeah.
Bless.
Yeah.
We were babies.
So she was into yoga, and she inspired my yoga path. I was like, wow, she's so cool. She's like wild, and she's like so cool. Creative. And
Arana, we love you.
I love you, Arana.
Seriously.
I went into mama mode and having babies, and you know, we were on our different paths, and I wasn't into my yoga practice yet or anything, but we stayed in touch. And it was right around the time we were wrapping up Art of Attention training that she invited me to illustrate this deck with her.
It's like the perfect coda to that training too, because we were all just so called to make art.
Oh, so called to make art. Yeah.
Good work.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that was the timing. Yeah. Okay, good.
It was perfect timing. And we went right into it. Spent many months just drawing, creating, pulling our Pinterest photos together, coming up with like the imagery we wanted for the mantras that she had started to list. You know, she started with the mantras, and then I went in and we worked together on pulling together the imagery. And
what a process.
It was a big, long process of getting like just so anxious and excited just to draw and like go deep into creating for 6 months, like just deep drawing. And then I met with James a few times to help me with Photoshop, because I was like teaching myself Photoshop. I needed his assistance
to
with
prep it for printing.
And
Shout out to James.
Shout out James.
James
Yeah.
Bernard. Benard. Creative.
Oh,
BernardCreative.com. Oh, I will shout you out all day, James. He did that for my stuff too. That's awesome.
I learned
forgot.
so much. I had a few sessions with him and Kevin, and then I learned so much that I needed to backtrack and redo everything that I'd been working on for about 6 months. But
it's always better the second time.
Oh,
I've had to go back and do things over. It's so annoying, but it's always better.
And the moon deck is the illustrations are so layered and rich, and we were both like, as we were creating it, just healing through so much, and just put all of our love and heart into the deck. And it's a powerful healing tool that's being shared around the world. So it's
I have the notebooks incredible. Also.
Mm-hmm.
My deck, I think I've gotten 2 or 3 of them, and they all get gifted. So funny. Every time, gift. Literally every time. And then the notebooks are beautiful. The little, I have the one with the lion, and I have with the woman on.
The prayer?
The prayer hands. So beautiful.
I have a stack this big of the notebooks. And we're making an animal spirit pack. So we'll have those. We're offering like the 3 together. And working on new products.
Great. That's really smart. The heart is in this work. It's evident.
Yeah.
And it will keep supporting you because you've put so much heart in it. So I'm happy to hear that you're creating more. That's great. And then the clothing.
And then the silks. Oh my God. I brought some silks to wrap around you for whenever we're finished with it. Good grief. Just to show you. Because it's so, I mean, just the whole process of getting close to earth and to feel it, you work with oils, and just to feel and smell this like full sensory experience that's just divine.
Let's hear how you make them, because that's an important it's an important
so
teaching.
Cool. And I'll share some videos at some point of how the process of it. It's a long process.
We can link to those videos,
Yeah, well, I need to create them first.
Copy. Got it. Got it.
So my husband, he has the catering company, right?
Right. Cloud Catering.
He brings home flowers. I request that he brings home the flowers so they don't get tossed out, right? So he's able to bring home just buckets of flowers from these events that he does all over the city, from weddings.
Yes.
You name it.
Of course.
So rather than throwing them away, I request to have them, and I recycle the flowers. I sprinkle them on my silk and bundle them up and steam them over the stove like you would cooking stew or steaming vegetables.
Pause. You put the flowers, you break them up. So you take the petals.
Yeah, take the petals. I mean, you can take the
Stems.
Entire stem if you want. I'm learning so much every step of the way. Like,
you lay the flowers on the silk. Is the garment already fashioned, or is it just the fabric?
I'm doing both.
Got it.
So I have some. I'm playing around with which
you like
process
best.
I like better. I'm having a lot of fun with the yardage.
Just silk yardage.
Yeah.
2 words in a row that really mean a
flowers.
lot to me. Silk yardage, flowers.
It's so
3
fun.
words.
It's so fun. So I did at one point, I would work with my seamstress and had her make, a handful of the short kimonos and the long kimonos, and a new pattern for the duster with pockets.
The duster. Please.
So yeah, I'm using natural earth extracts, powders that I order from, other parts of the world, from like the heart of this tree, the logwood that's from Brazil, and it's this gorgeous purple, and these special like organic indigo.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Then you lay the flowers on top of the silk. You wrap the garment or the yardage up. You tie it. What do you do? With like twine?
I tie with twine. Sometimes I'll just bundle it around itself. Sometimes I'll bundle it around a small piece of wood, and steam it over the stove.
So you put it into a steamer over a pot that has a couple inches of water and you cover it.
For about an hour.
Good grief.
And then I'll let it steam in a bag overnight. Usually that allows like the richness of the color to like sink into the weave. And then usually I over dye because I love like, oh, let's make this one a little pinker. Let's make this one a little dustier because sometimes the earth colors can be like very
faint,
or also just like super green. There's a lot of greens in nature or a lot of yellows.
Got it.
Bright yellow, bright green.
Yeah.
So I tone it down a bit and like you're doing a wash of watercolor. And like this one here.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
This one's over dyed. So this is flowers and then over dyed.
What we're looking at is it's a sky blue. Yeah, it's a sky blue short kimono with dots of indigo and dots of beautiful green and dots of let's call it sepia mustard. Stunning. She walked in with it. She woke up like that.
I woke up like that.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so the process is fun. It's beautiful. And then every piece is a surprise and just stunning. And
One of a kind.
You feel I think what's most exciting is just to be close to nature, especially in this city. Like there is nothing. I just want to wrap myself in this garden and it's felt. It's very, it's
palpable.
Yeah.
Yeah. I might have to get out my checkbook for one of whatever you've brought. I'm pretty sure. Wow. Okay. We've covered the moon deck. We've covered what is the name of the company? Are you creating a company for the clothing or is that something else?
No, I'm selling on andik.com.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Noting. Did you already design like a label?
I'm still working on it.
Oh, that's
These
the most
decisions are not so easy.
For you.
I need help with
When's your birthday?
So October 15th.
Right. You're 2 days after me.
Mm-hmm.
No wonder.
Yeah.
Yeah. So take your time. James can help you, with your logo. He's a master at this. Truly.
I would love his help.
Yeah. Okay, good. There are 3 questions that I ask every guest. And the first one is, what in your life or in your space needs healing right now?
This is healing. Yeah. This is healing.
Yeah, that's true.
In so many ways.
That is true. That is true. It's so sweet.
Sharing, speaking.
Yeah.
Seeing.
Yeah. Ellie and I were commenting about the fact, Ellie Bogart, who's been a very frequent guest here, we're commenting about the fact that we don't ever sit still with each other and no phone. Oh, let me show you this. Oh my God, you have to see this. No, there's no phone. It's just you and me, a couple mics, 2 turntables and a microphone. That's it. That's all we get. It's so good.
So good.
And what is your favorite view? Although I think I know the answer.
Do you?
I'm guessing that it's from your new house, from the back.
You're so right. And a few times I wanted to send you a message and be like, this is it. This is the view. This is my favorite. Because it's
So you should send me a picture and I'll post it to the Practice You Insta as Andi K's favorite view after your episode comes out.
It's there's so many favorite views.
I get that. I reckon
So
also
many.
when you were talking about Ruby rubbing your feet and legs when you were just at ground zero in your immune system, I reckon just her hands on your body is probably one of the best views ever.
Yeah. It sure is.
Yeah. And he took it well, West? He was okay?
He did. Yeah. He's easy peasy.
I think he's a very old man.
Really?
No, you know what I mean? All the way in there. I think he's actually a really old guy.
He's such a light-hearted Mr. Social.
Like his daddy.
He's so fun. Yeah, it's like he'll see somebody across the street. Hey, how you doing over there? Like, hey, buddy. Like to everybody. He's so cute.
How old is he now?
He'll be 10. June 11th.
Okay. Happy birthday to West. Yeah. Amazing. And then the last question, what does prayer mean to you?
Another simple but very difficult question to answer, because it's so like, prayer is everything. Prayer is your soul truth, communication with divine power. That's what, I mean, I don't even know how to articulate it, but maybe I just did.
Dude, soul truth communication with divine power is pretty close.
Yeah.
Doesn't imply an asking or an affirmation. It just implies a transmission in one way or another. It's beautiful. I pulled 2 readings for us. One is obviously from Pixie Lighthorse's book, because it's been such a part of our life for so long. And when I opened, I just opened to Honoring Surrender ridiculously and perfectly. I'm just going to pick 3 of the sections of this. So this is an excerpt from Honoring Surrender from Pixie Lighthorse. And then I'm going to read you Your Age in the Tanya Markhold book, the She book.
I don't know that book.
Yeah, you're about to be ruined. But Pixie first.
Okay.
Again, this is an excerpt from Honoring Surrender in the book Prayers of Honoring, which is her first book. Show us how to give in and not give up. Remind us that there is a time to make decisions, and there is very much a time to sit with strong feelings and patiently await the decision-making time. Witness us leaning our swords and spears in the corner to rest a while. Teach us to cleanse out old ideas, old expectations, old patterns, old triggers, and old habits which harm us and linger in our bodies with symptoms indicating spiritual illness. Guide us to heal, utilizing the old ways which do work and have been forgotten. Send us the spirits of our grandmothers and grandfathers with wisdom from the other side of the mountain. Help us welcome them and all of the helper spirits into our sacred spaces. Help us to surrender. Pixie. Pixie, we love you so much. I hope you hear this someday. I'm going to send it to her. Tanya Markhold made this book the She book, and I would never have found it were it not for a book signing that I did in Copenhagen at the Soul Books bookstore. I believe it's called Soul Books. Please pardon me that I'm forgetting at the moment, and I don't have a single tech device near me to look it up. But this book has each one of these poems is a number. It's written out 1, 2, and it goes all the way up to, I forget, I'm looking right now. It goes through the 107, funny enough. And then she goes into the Aquarius woman and through the zodiac, all the different women. But every time I read an age that's prior to my own at this current moment, I am dropped into that year and to the teaching of that year. So this is 38. Find the warrior within and listen to what she says. I am free. I am cosmic.
Yeah.
I can change. I am beautiful. I am calm. I am grounded. I am worthy. I am ecstatic. I am capable. I am confident. I can follow through. I am electric and empowered. I am a winner. I am messy and imperfect. I can make nourishing decisions. I am not my parents or my society. I am an alchemist, creator, and magic maker. I am love. I am a sparkle in the dark. I am life. I am me, and it is enough.
Hell yes. Wow.
Tanya.
Wow. Oh.
That's just so beautiful.
Mm-hmm. You need to frame that one on the wall.
I swear.
So good.
And then,
wow.
I've never been more thankful for a book. Thank you so much for being here. I feel cleansed
Thank you, Elena.
Yeah. And thank you for sharing your story and your truth with all of us. I can't really tell you how much I appreciate it.
Love you so much.
Love you too.